now.
Thursday night football, the Denver Broncos at the New York Jets. This game tonight will be like watching two old people have sex.
How about that?
That's why you have to keep watching, because you don't know the next word out of my mouth. And I know that because I don't know the next word out of my mouth. Everybody's awake today.
This is the Rod Pedersen Show.
It is. Welcome to a brand new week, everybody. Hope that woke you up. I'm just sharing the show on Facebook here. Wherever you may be joining us today, welcome. Welcome inside for a Caliber Coffee. RP here, Dupes here. Got our crew on the other side of the wall. And life's good. How about you?
Life is good. Yeah.
I'm not sure that you showed the viewers earlier what the gear is that you're wearing. I'm not sure that we had that. I think we did it on the Access Now show, but not Game Plus. Just lean out. Can you pop that to the camera? That is a gift from Ray in the Six. That is not a Milestone Flyers logo, even though it looks very much like that. That is a Kitchener Rangers logo.
Hot.
Well, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear mine because it's winter clothing. So thanks, Ray in the Six and the Kitchener Rangers, for watching and supporting. And let's roll. On the program today, we had some great work by producer Clark moving things around. We were going to have Cameron Hughes, the professional fan, but he had a travel snafu and he couldn't join us. And he's just absolutely despondent that he's stuck in an airport somewhere. And I'm like, Cameron, you do you. You take care of you. Clark will have it handled because he always does. And he did. And he actually smashed it out of the park. Because we've got two big-name Winnipeg Jets reporters today, Ken Wiebe and Sean Reynolds, to talk about the Jets and what's going on there. That's coming up in Hour 1. And in Hour 2, Paul Hendrick from Henny Tweets to talk about your beloved Toronto Maple Leafs. So I'll go have a sandwich while you talk to Henny. Cool?
It'll be good.
Are you excited about that?
We got both. I'm excited about both, right? I mean, we got to figure out what's going on in Winnipeg. We really do. And, get that Toronto perspective. It'll be nice.
I didn't finish sharing this, so why don't you tell me, what's your take on the Toronto Maple Leafs as we sit here right now? Who, by the way, for the first time could find themselves in second place tonight if the Oilers win.
I know. And I don't know what to make of them, really. I mean, up and down, but it's about matchups, right? I mean, the Oilers have that disastrous 3 games against Toronto and then go on a tear, right? And then, 6 or 7-2 since then. And the Leafs have those great games and then go on a complete spill. And then they could meet again and the Leafs could, eat their lunch one more time. It's all about how these teams, match up against each other. And, the team that played last week is a completely different team from the one that's going to play next week. So, it's really tough to read. I know they're talking about making a move. Jack Campbell getting back into the net for the Leafs was nice. And potentially he might be the number one guy. That's where they need the most help is in net. Right? I mean, they played well.
Didn't Freddie Anderson just have a shutout the other night?
That was Jack Campbell.
Somebody.
So, who had been hurt. But if Freddie's the number one guy, he just hasn't really played as well as other number ones. Let's put it that way.
Good work, Dupes.
Well,
good work, Moose.
I got you.
Folks, share on Facebook. Please go down to the bottom of your screen if you're watching on Facebook and share it. I don't know if you can do that on YouTube or not. But anyways, let's move on. Director Jordan, please, with the quick 6 show topics. Please and thank you. Number 1, weekend NHL leftovers. There's some of them right there. This is what I'm not understanding. It was Saturday night that the Winnipeg Jets blew that 2-0 lead and lost to the Edmonton Oilers, and my phone just blew up because we follow all these Winnipeg people, right? And they want Paul Maurice fired. And I'm thinking, we were doing the Pats game. Who were they playing on Saturday night that we did? Brandon.
Yeah. And
so I wasn't watching the game, and I'm like, whoa. The Jets are the third-place team in the Scotia North Division. Why do you want the coach fired? I don't understand. To the Winnipeg people, we're all still getting to know each other here, right? We're still in the dating phase. I think I want to jump in, but I don't know you that well. I know that they know hockey in Winnipeg, but are you like the crazy Rider fans that expect the team to go 18-0, and if they don't, you want everybody fired? Are those the people that are tweeting? Or are these the people that actually know the game of hockey, of which I think the majority of Winnipeggers do? I can't answer that question. That's why I'm so happy to have Ken Wiebe and Sean Reynolds coming on. You know what I'm saying? Like, should we be listening to these crazies, or are they not that crazy?
So remember, when Winnipeg and Toronto met, a week ago? It was, okay, who's the best team in the North? We're going to find out.
Yeah.
They were literally the best team in the North, or at least in the conversation.
That's right.
And now they want everybody fired.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure all out. You guys tell me. Prairie Mobile text line is open, 306-840-8777. Prairie Mobile is your authorized SAS telemobility dealer. I'm not saying you're crazy. I want you to say you're crazy or explain yourself. That's all. The Oilers, as I mentioned, can grab first place with a win tonight. So I think the real Oilers have showed up. It didn't take a quarter season. It took a half season, 28 games, and we realize that the Oilers are for real.
Yeah.
Now, how high can they go? The others here, McDavid and Draisaitl are on an Esposito pace here for leading the NHL in scoring in consecutive years. Wow. That's unbelievable what they're doing there. The Colorado Avalanche. I'll tell you this. My daughter's boyfriend is an Avalanche fan, so I'm really getting into the Avalanche games. We watched the Avs with Mikko in tow, by the way. He's doing great.
Great.
The dog Mikko.
Haven't seen him on your Instagram story.
Well, no, I could have put him on. I'm trying not to go too crazy on Mikko, but I'm enjoying watching the Avs. And this is how well Austin and I get along. They were going to leave last night with 3.5 to go in the Kings Golden Knights game. And I'm like, no, they can't leave now. He's staying. So's Mikko. And then, of course, Marc-Andre Fleury gets scored on a breakaway, and it's game over. And I'm like, okay, see you later.
Yeah.
And Paul Stastny is playing his 877th game tonight, which is tying him with his dad, Peter, which is cool. Anyways, moving on here in the quick 6.2, Dub Hub. Scintillating excitement of what's going on in the Western Hockey League's East Division. And I'll just say this. He and I are calling the Pats games on Access Now TV. It's just been a riot. The Saskatoon Blades lead everybody with 9 points. No wonder their coach, Mitch Love, got mad when we interviewed him. It felt like he got mad when I said, I've got you pegged for third. I thought that was pretty good out of 7 teams, right? And he just burned a hole in the screen. He knew something that I didn't.
Well, he did. And when you said, how do you manage development versus playing to win? He's like, we can't teach development if we're not playing to win. He knew he had a good team. And
did you just drop a wee bomb?
And now they're proving it.
Did you just say we?
Did I say we? I don't know.
Yes, you did. He just showed his hand. He's a Blades guy.
If I did, I'm not apologizing for it. Everybody knows I'm a Blades guy.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Except when they're playing the Pats and I'm calling it on a Pats broadcast, I'll be the Pats guy that night.
Well, I'm the real Pats guy. And Connor Bedard. So Nolan Meyer, their goalie, is leading in wins, goals against average. Unbelievable what's going on with the Blades. Connor Bedard leads the entire 7-team East Hubble in scoring with 9 points. I'm going to be in an Ottawa show this afternoon talking about Connor Bedard. So I'll move on, but I'll just say just the hockey here has been tremendous. And I've been watching more Western Conference games than Central for whatever reason in my spare time. Nice to have them back. Point 3, March Madness has been amazing. I'm going to morph it with point 6. I kind of had a choice this weekend of March Madness or mixed curling. TSN was showing both, and I kind of opted for March Madness. I'm in a pool. I got some action on it. Is there a mixed doubles curling pool? A bracket? Imagine if there was.
Probably.
Imagine if there was.
I know.
But for March Madness, Oral Roberts University, the story, I picked them. I got change on it. Let's be honest. That's what makes things interesting in sports.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of money. Doesn't need to be a lot of money.
No, it doesn't. But it's fun. Keeps you engaged. And the mixed doubles has been fun to watch. I've been watching that only a little bit, kind of splitting my time with basketball and curling. It's a fun weekend.
This is why, by the way, Trevor Bazzillo's watching in Winnipeg. He says Paul Maurice's message is getting old to the fans and players. He's a good interview, but enough. Time for a kick in the pants. We should be at the top with this forward group. Yeah, I'm not interested in arguing with Winnipeg people, but you know that your blue line needs help. And they do have the best goalie in the NHL, although statistically right now he's not. Statistically, he's not. Connor Hellebuck's had some bad games. So that's the thing. I feel that you folks that are commenting in really know hockey. But are you blinded? Are you too crazy about the Winnipeg Jets to realize that you still got close to 30 games to go to figure all this out, plus a trade deadline? So we got those Winnipeg broadcasters and reporters coming on here, Ken Wiebe and Sean Reynolds, next segment. So that's going to be fantastic. This is the warm-up, by the way, for the Four Seasons Sports Palace, your home for the NHL, Regina Pats hockey, and the UFC. CFL, XFL reflections. Wednesday marks 2 weeks since Randy Ambrosie and the CFL dropped the bomb that they and the XFL are investigating a collaboration. And two things have become clear to me in all this. Number one, in no particular order, the stubbornness with which people are not letting go of the CFL tradition, which is entirely their right. Bob Irving has been calling Winnipeg Blue Bombers games literally for as long as I've been alive, the same amount of years. You saw what he said about the people drinking the Kool-Aid better not be CFL governors, presidents, and owners. And I'm thinking, wow, if Knuckles doesn't know who's talking about this, who does? Right?
Right.
He has long been the conscience of the Canadian Football League, and he doesn't know where this talk is coming from or what's going on. I'm hearing things, but I don't know what the governors are saying and the owners. I don't know. But my thing is this saying that we have in recovery, which works well in life, nothing changes if nothing changes. Do I need to say that again? Nothing changes if nothing changes. So I would say Bob's like way, way, way on one end of the scale of not wanting any change whatsoever. Cuthbert's on that end, right?
Yeah.
I think I'm on the other end of the scale going, no, we need to do this. I'm living proof that where you just say, hey, what I'm doing is not working. What do you got for me? Let's change. That's the concept of recovery. They're at the other end going, no, fighting it tooth and nail. They got more at stake than I do. Well, Cuthbert doesn't, but Bob does. So, hey, at some point you need to know enough to stand back and go, I'm out. I'm not arguing anymore. Right? Good luck. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm looking at this going, I think it could work for a variety of reasons. But the other thing that's what I'm saying. People are very stubborn with regards to not wanting to change. It's not rare, but it doesn't necessarily lead on a path to success. And the other thing is that I've learned is the XFL's no great shakes either. You know, you hear it a lot, the whole, they've folded twice in 20 years. Who the hell are they for us to partner with them? I think it's a little different now that the Rock owns them and not Vince McMahon. Everything the Rock touches turns to gold. It certainly looks that way. He hasn't even had a chance to kick off a game as the owner yet everybody wants to crap on the XFL. But I've been on these American shows, and they're football guys down there and gals, and they've said the XFL doesn't have a great brand. It's folded twice. In the American football conscience, the XFL isn't that well thought of. So those are two things that I've become clear to me. How about you?
Yeah, and that's something to remember, right? That's the first thought from the detractors to the whole thing is, look, the XFL hasn't done anything. What are they? Have they played 60 games, right? And let's not tie the Rock to the XFL because he's never been a part of it. And yeah, what he's done has been great, but you also have to go into these negotiations trying to find out, okay, Dwayne, what is your plan to run a professional football league? Because he's never done that either.
Good point.
Right? He's never done that. So
good point.
We have to consider that. But at least they're having the conversation and say, look, can we decipher if you can take the success you've had, marketing, branding, wrestling, movies, products, and transfer it into a football league, then we're ready to get on board. If they don't think that he can, then it's not going to work.
Some viewer comments from Sober Athletic Wear writes in, the rest of Canada is picking up on the player Connor Bedard is and potentially could be in the NHL. Heard about him first here on the Rod Pedersen Show. From Sober Athletic Wear. It's not that we're the ones doing anything for Connor, but we are waving the flag. Todd in Winnipeg, Todd Mogi, tweeted on the weekend, how come we're not hearing about this from the other media? I don't know what the other media is doing. I'm the racehorse that has blinders on. This is what I don't know what's going on over here. Don't care. This is what we're doing and it's working. I think.
Yeah.
Right? I know everybody's so focused on what we're doing over here. I don't know why they are. Darren Thompson says, USA won't accept 3-down football, unfortunately. How do we know? How do you know? There was a poll not that long ago, and Nelson Hackowich, our VP of Sim Events, could tell you 1 in 5 Americans identifies themselves as a CFL fan or knows what it is or something. It's been on ESPN for 20, 25 years.
Right.
Reggie Hunt's watching from Texas. Where's the bell? Reginald? Good to see you, my man. Hall of Fame, Saskatchewan Rough Rider writes in, hi, Roddy Rod, my guy. I love that guy. The Reaper, fierce Will linebacker. Thanks for tuning in, man. Glad to be just talking about some football here. Chris Bird in Toronto says, you don't know that until it's tried. Logic says go 4 downs, but is the football market looking for another NFL or something different? Ryan McCarthy, watching in Albany, New York, can confirm I'm an American and I'm a CFL fan. How can you say Americans don't like the 3-down game? How can you say that? We don't know that. If anything, I think they do like it.
They're watching fan-controlled football. They've watched the XFL.
And they got 5 downs.
Yeah, they like watching arena ball. All these different variations of game. I think what I'm getting out of this is that Americans like football. They like football, and they can't get enough of it.
That's the truth. They'd watch cartoon football. John Ohm in Winnipeg. Where Reggie Hunt set the single-game tackles record. I was there. John says, I'm actually getting tired of what is fact or fiction with the CFL. This rumor, that rumor. Give me some concrete actions or plans. Burn out or fade away. Ooh. Go or get off the pot. I think John speaks for a lot of Canadians in that regard. I wonder, is the CFL aware of this, that people are getting tired of the dance?
I don't know.
That's a good question.
It's a great question. We'll find out by, how fast we come up with some decisions and some direction.
Just last 2 points here. Blue Jays, Raptors. I watched the tape-delayed Blue Jays game yesterday. Tape-delayed. It's 2021, and we can't watch a live Blue Jays game in Canada. Think about that. And I enjoyed it better than a live broadcast of the other team carried by Sportsnet. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't blame the broadcasters for the inane, stupid decisions that Sportsnet's making with Blue Jays and whatever other the networks are doing. You don't think Buck Martinez wants to call every game live? Of course he does. It's not on the broadcasters. It's the bean-counting, penny-pinching people upstairs in the suits that are making these dreadful decisions that are killing the networks. But the Blue Jays got spanked by the Yankees yesterday, by the way. It seems like every time they play the Yankees, they get spanked. That's going to be their nemesis this year.
Kryptonite, yeah.
Raptors have lost 8 in a row. March Madness, March Sadness. Not getting into the Raptors. And mixed curling. Hey, our guy, Kirk Myers, is mowing the field with Laura Walker. So we got our curling report coming up. But we're going to Winnipeg next. Oh, from who is that? Games Are Us? One of my favorite stories says, nice Winnipeg Jets gear. I wore it in honor of our Winnipeg viewers and our next guests who are from the 204. So hang on. We'll be right back. This has been The Warmup. You're watching the RP Show on Game Plus TV, YouTube and Facebook Live, and 24-hour sports talk for Suds Full Service Car Wash at rodpedersen.com. Listen live.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.